Hello everybody, so Christmas is now over and that means I get to do my best and worst movies of 2014 videos. Last year I did my best first, which I'm not quite sure why, but this time I'm going to do my worst and then end the year with best because I feel like that's good. With these top 10s, what I normally do is the mentions first, that's what I'm going to do. Really quick mentions, so all the posters fly on the screen and everything, but we have Transformers: Day of Extinction, advertisement of the movie Lucy, which is a very underwhelming sci-fi, The Signal, very underwhelming sci-fi again, The Quiet Ones, jump scare, Ride Along, didn't make me laugh, wasn't a good comedy, RoboCop, pointless remake, Transcendence, terrible sci-fi, Hercules, could have been good, but just The Rock was funny and good in it, but it just was terrible. Sharknado 2, the second one, yes, the sequel that we all wanted, Need for Speed, good car stunts, but not good story. The Zero Theorem, very underwhelming sci-fi again. Expendables 3, very underwhelming and boring action. There was some good action scenes, but it was just disappointing in the end. Hector and the Search for Happiness, rich white guy showing how happy he is and how rich he is by going to the country. Nymph, Killer Mermaid. The Killer Mermaid aspect was so underwhelming. Deliver Us from Evil. Can someone tell me why there was right arm through to the other side? That song, why was that in Exorcism? See No Evil 2, like the Oscar Sisters, but that was just a really bad horror that was just all these actors being incredibly annoying. Human Race, Sabotage, Life After Death, and If I Stay. Those are the mentions. Yep, I went through that too quickly. Sound like I was rapping going through it too quickly, but I'm sorry, I just wanted to get through that quickly and do those mentions. Now, let's go on to my top 10. So, in at number 10 is Into the Storm. Into the Storm was what I thought. I thought it could have worked, but it was a found footage version of Twister, and Twister is the better movie, but this had so many stupid, pointless things. At moments, it didn't know if it wanted to be found footage or a movie. There's moments where it's found footage happening, and then there was this 5-second shot where it just filmed a car tire for a moment, and it was so very pointless. There was characters the camera crew are there, and also this other guy from the camera crew appeared, and we hadn't seen him for the whole rest of the movie, and I was like, what the hell, where did that guy come from? He was like, sat in the back. There's one moment where the camera turns, and there's this new guy sat in the back of the car, and it's like, who's this guy? We haven't got introduced to him, he's with the camera crew, but who the hell is he? There's so much continuity, the storm things weren't good, characters just got killed off, you found everyone annoying, you did not care for people that got killed off, and in the end it was just a horrible found footage movie. And that's why In the Storm is at number 10, because it wasn't the worst in here, but we've got much worse. In at number 9 is Devil's Due. You can go back and watch my review and see how angry I was at this. Now, I liked Radio, the group of people that directed this, they did the final short in the first VHS film, the Going into the Haunted House, and that was something that I really enjoyed and thought, okay, hopefully they bring this stuff to Devil's Due. Devil's Due in the end turned into a spat out, found footage, jump scares to try and scare the audience. One moment in it that was cool, where, spoiler here if you haven't seen it, where the woman was, because she had these powers from being sex with the devil, and that, it was weird, and then she was throwing these kids through the air and stuff, and I was like, that's the stuff they did in VHS. Why couldn't the rest of the movie have been like this? It was just horrible, and in the end, we didn't get a proper story wrapped up, and it was just so rushed and horrible, the ending. In at number 8, there is a lot of found footage in here this year. This year was a year for horrible found footage movies. Number 8 is Paranormal Activity, The Marked Ones. Yep, this felt like it was going to have something good in there. It felt like it was maybe going to have some good ideas in there. There's moments where it tried to have these good ideas, and then in the end was just a kid that had got infected with some possession stuff from going into a house. There was lots of continuity. They added one cool idea in at the end, with it going right back to the first film. The reason that the wife's crawling downstairs and the reason all the killings happen in the first is because of these time travel doors. And we get a new Paranormal Activity next year, the Ghost Door or whatever, or something that it was called. But Paranormal Activity, The Marked Ones, was just another spat of fan footage, and it was jump scares again, for jump scares just to scare the audience. It wasn't proper scares, and it just wasn't creepy, and you had that whole noise before that was... You can go back and watch my review and see how angry I was about Paranormal Activity, The Marked Ones. I was pretty angry, and Paramount got all of their lovely people to come and dislike my video with their fake accounts. So thanks for that, guys. That was cool of you, wasn't it? Next up, in at number 7, we have The Pyramid, another spat out found footage movie with the most pointless jump scares. The first time there was a jump scare, a rat jumps at the screen. Spoilers here, the monster is the worst designed thing I have ever seen. There's one moment where I thought this film's going to get cool. There's all these rats running towards people, this guy comes along with a gun, starts shooting them. The next minute, he's stood in front of this hole, and then these claws grab him and pull him in. I was like, okay, this is going to get crazy, this is going to get cool here. And then it just went, and just wasn't good. It was just horrible. Jump scares all over the place, just, like, you sat there, oh, everyone, it's quiet. We're just going to point the camera there, just point it there. Bleh. Something just jumps at them. It was stupid jump scares, and it was just so very annoying. Next one, number 6, it was originally called Home when I saw it. It's now called At the Devil's Door. It's on Netflix and stuff. And At the Devil's Door was done by a director that he made The Pact, and I really liked the opening of The Pact and things that The Pact did, and then the ending of The Pact was horrible. At the Devil's Door is jump scares that are so over the place and so loud that this is the film I spoke about where my friend Johnny jumped at me, tried to grab my arm, and was like, oh, Jesus Christ, he really enjoyed it. I really hated it. At the Devil's Door has the scene where a woman goes over to a cupboard to shine her torch into this kitchen cupboard, and then shines a torch, and there's a monster in there, and it goes, and this loud jump scare. So, At the Devil's Door was pointless jump scares, not a scary movie, a horrible ending, and just was really, really bad. There were so many jump scares that was like cranked up so much. The person that did the sound editing went mad with the jump scares of turning them up so loud. And that's just when your film's bullshit if all you can do is have jump scares to try and scare your audience. Have creepy imagery in it, and don't have creepy things, just have little creepy things. And there's a movie that I'm going to speak out on my best list that's not in the best list, it's in the mentions, but that was one that did well and didn't feel the need to have its jump scares. The Babadook, yep, that's the word. I didn't feel the need to have its jump scares, so that it did it well. Next in at number 5 is your childhood crushed into a pile of dog poo, put in a blender, which someone then vomits in, and then they get just dirt and throw that all in as well, and all this stuff is blended up and then it's just thrown at you. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is in at number 5. Product placement, product placement, product placement, product placement, product placement. It's product placement, the movie again. Michael Bay, fuck you, okay? Because that's what Michael Bay loves to do. Product placement everywhere. Hey, Victoria's Secret's poster there. Hey, they get Pizza Hut, don't they? Yeah, product placement everywhere. Sexualization of Megan Fox's character. Just sexualize her, objectify her. Oh, we're putting the camera at her bum for ages. This is a 12A for kids. We got Nickelodeon movies at the start, but let's sexualize and objectify her. This is a pile of shit, and just I hated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I didn't hate it as much as the next 4 movies. Why am I doing this with my hands so much? In at number 4 is Let's Be Cops. Let's Be Cops got released at a very bad time in the UK and America, just after all the shootings have happened of people. And this tries to be like, hey, we're going to dress up as cops and go to parties, and hey, all these women fancy us because we're in cop costumes, and hey, this movie was not funny at any point and didn't make me laugh, and I was sat with the most annoying audience that laughed at the worst jokes in the world. Oh, he's getting out the police officers that are going to spy on this woman's house, but they're going to have this woman that keeps trying to have sex with them all the time. Ha ha ha, so funny. Let's Be Cops was one of the worst comedies of the year, and it's just so upsetting to me to see how comedy has gone now. Comedy has gone so downhill. The number 2 and 1 of this are comedies that I thought could have been good, but they weren't. And it's upsetting how bad comedy is now. And it's a shame when you get people that can actually be funny, and then they aren't funny. Because the 2 guys that are in Let's Be Cops, I've seen them be funny before. Yeah, that's how bad your script was. Guys that can be funny aren't funny. So, in at number 3, found footage. Mess, just crap again. Alien Abduction was absolutely horrible, and it was produced, if you see the DVD cover, it's produced by the makers of Pulp Fiction, and that it's just because there was Lawrence, I forgot his name, he produced it, but don't think from the front cover that it looks cool, because it's horrible and just so bad, and you can go and watch my review of that as well, because I got really angry about it, because it's just terrible. It's found footage with these stupid jump scares in it again. The aliens Alien Abduction, you don't see the aliens much, and the only time you see them, the design of them is so horrendous and so horrible looking. It's so bad, but not as bad as the next two. In at number 2 is Sex Tape. Jason Segel is someone that can be really funny, and Cameron Diaz is someone that can be funny and stuff. But in this, the script is so horrible, and it's a Sony film. It's a Sony movie, but it's Apple product placement because they're talking about the cloud, and well, that's not the cloud is a big thing, but they talk about iPads, and there's one moment where an iPad gets thrown out the window. Jason Segel jumps out the window to get it, and it's fallen from such a height that he grabs it, and he's like, "Wow, this is amazing! How well this can stand me throwing it to the ground, and wow, these are designed so well. It hasn't even smashed or anything." And turns to the camera, sort of looks at it. It's like, more product placement in a movie. Sony movie, but an Apple product placement movie. So it's just Apple the movie with them trying to sell their iPads to show how great they are, and Jack Black doing one of the worst cameos ever because he worked for YouPorn or Pornhub or something. He worked for some porn site, and it was the most stupid cameo ever. But that's not the worst one. In at number 1 is Dumb and Dumber 2. There isn't a movie this year that has made me feel so horrible and disgusting in the cinema and just sit there. I haven't seen a movie this year that has made me sigh so much and just be like so angered and sat in the cinema going, oh. I lost the count of how many times I was like that with this film, and how many times I sighed, and how many times I had this annoying guy sat next to me that was just going laughing like that the whole time. Dumber and Dumber 2 is sexist, racist, misogynistic, and just a pile of shit. It's not funny, it's not good. It's such a shame to see Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey, who are really funny guys and could do comedy really well. Jim Carrey has been great in so many comedies. I think The Cable Guy, he's absolutely hilarious in that. And just, he's been in so many movies where he's been hilarious. But Dumb and Dumber 2 is not funny, it's not good, it's just a waste of your time, and it's the most pointless sequel that rehashes the first film, that adds in all these horrible jokes that don't work with punchlines, and doesn't add the right amount of time for these jokes to work, and doesn't know how to exactly write. It's like, hey, people like sexist jokes now, don't they? Let's add a bit of racism in there. We're white guys writing this, we're going to add a bit of racism in there. That would be really funny. So Dumb and Dumber 2 is number 1 because it was just so blimmin' horrible to watch, and such an upsetting thing to watch because of those people being so great and this just being so very bad. So that's my top 10 worst of 2014. Yep, I saw a lot of bad this year. So comments down below, tell me your top 10 worst of 2014, and I shall see you all for my best of 2014, which will be me being a lot happier and not getting so angry because all these films were atrocious, and please do not see them. I'm sorry if there was something on here that you liked or whatever, but this is my opinion at the end of the day, and yeah, just that is all for now. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.